First yoga of words. I think. I can attend to be aware of a word as it appears in my mind. The word is not simply the sound that my ear's brain processes. The word is not the thing or experience pointed to by the word. Later, we'll learn that bodily awarenesses and visual experiencings accompany and most of the time mask or distract or hijack thoughts, and that many thoughts are forced on us, triggered in us. And the experience of dialogue and reading and screens constrain our thoughts most powerfully. But today we're going to attend to simple thoughts that happen in our minds. Stand or sit quietly by yourself in a non-stimulating environment. Center yourself in simple bodily awareness and calm your mind. Be aware of extraneous or peripheral and argumentative thoughts that will disallow you from observing your mind. You can close your eyes for a bit to avoid distractions and center yourself in your body. Pay attention to each thing I say. First, eyes closed. Boy. You hear the sounds I uttered. Boy. Feel the experience of hearing a word spoken. Boy. Feel the sounds of the word I spoke to you. When someone speaks to you, the word is heard as sound, but the word is heard in your mind. Words are not just sound and not at all like random sounds. We'll see this. Now open your eyes. Boy. You hear a word. Pay attention to hearing a word, attending to the experience of sound heard as a specific word. But this time, your eyes are taking in a scene, while a word appears in your mind. Boy. Split your attention between what you're seeing and hearing a word in your mind. Boy. You see a screen or your room, some part of where you live, and you hear a word. Now look at the screen. Read the word. Read the word boy. Look closely at the letters and think the word in your mind. Read the word boy on the screen and feel or experience where the word is. Hear yourself thinking the word on the screen. Do this a few times. Start now. Read the word boy a number of times. Stop now. The sound of the word is made up of complexes of vibration of discrete yet varied types that are standard. That is, the sounds of the word is a clan-generated and clan standardized sound. The written word is made up of standard forms, complexes of letters that are also clan generated and clan standardized, that trigger the inner ear to experience specific meanings. Whether spoken or written, the word refers to something that is not visibly present, not in front of you. It's in your mind. Now, say this word to yourself. Say it out loud. Boy. You say it to yourself. Say it out loud to yourself. Say it and try and feel it in your mind at the same time. Say it out loud to yourself again. Boy. Say it to yourself a number of times. Pay attention to the actual experience of hearing a word spoken by you to you. When I said the word, you heard it physically and recognized it in your mind's ear. Ditto for when you read the word. You kind of heard the written word, the word boy, as soon as your eyes took in the letters. And speaking the word to yourself, you heard a word, a specific word. You heard it with your eyes closed, and then you heard it with your eyes open, observing your room or the scene in front of you. Now you've uttered the same sounds I spoke earlier and heard the same word through your ears and simultaneously in your mind. Close your eyes. Now think that word. Think it without me saying it. Think it without you saying it. Think the word boy. Think that same word again. One more time, think it in your mind. Now pay attention to the experience of thinking one simple word. Think it a few times. Now open your eyes and think the same word, boy. Try and pay attention to hearing the word even while your eyes see something completely different right in front of you. Without describing or talking about the experience, let a word be in your mind and simply attend to this experience. Now we're going to do this for 2 minutes. Just sit quietly and think a word. Listen to the word without analyzing or talking about or commenting. Listen to the word in your mind with your eyes open, and then listen to the word in your mind when your eyes are shut. Alternate. Eyes open, thinking of a word. Eyes closed, thinking of the same word. Experience yourself thinking, boy. Do this a few times. Start now. Stop now. Now we're going to do a similar exercise for 2 minutes. Change the word. Hear a different word. Hear in your mind the word girl or shepherd or planet, any word. But don't let your mind wander. Don't talk to yourself. Just have the experience of having a word in your mind. Think your new word a number of times. Listen with your inner ear. Then let 3 or 4 words bubble up in your mind. You can hear thousands of words in your noggin, but now have 3 or 4 words present themselves in your mind, to your mind. And then think a simple phrase using the words that came to you. Any phrase. Let a sentence fragment play itself in your mind, but only listen to it. Think it as a group of words. We'll do this for a few minutes. Start now. Stop now. It's like you hear it without hearing anybody outside you speak it. Pay close attention to this experience. Pay close attention to this experience. I thought a simple thought. The boy went to the store. Someone else may have thought, the boy is being mean to that girl. All viewers or thinkers could have seemingly infinite thoughts, sentence fragments, with the word boy in it or with some other word in it. Attend to the situation. No one is speaking. No one is generating sounds. With eyes open, seeing many things, a phrase or sentence fragment appears in your mind. Then, in eyes closed darkness, a word or words or sentence fragments speak into your mind. Pay attention now. This is thinking. This happens in your head, mind, almost every second of every minute of every hour, all day long. Close your eyes and have your thought with the word boy in it. Feel what it is like to have a thought in your mind. It's like listening in a way, but no one outside you is speaking. Feel what thinking is. Let 2 or 3 phrases or sentences arise about boy or any other word that you chose. But feel them arise as words appearing in your mind's ear. Start now. Stop now. Now, I'm going to stop constraining or directing your thoughts by telling you stuff for 2 minutes. Let any series of thoughts arise. Please pay attention to what comes into your mind, what you think, but hear the thoughts as words arising in your mind's ear. Don't listen to the thoughts as if talking in your head, as if meaningful, but listen to the words or phrases as soundless sounds. Soundless sounds that are spontaneously appearing in your mind's ear. Listen to the words, phrases as inner speech, words my mind bubble up. Start now. Stop now. We're back. Now I'm going to stop constraining your thoughts by telling you stuff for 2 more minutes. This time, let your thoughts jumble through your mind. But the very new thing you're going to do is listen to your own thoughts as an observer. Hear your thoughts in your head as simply a voice, simply the appearance of words in your mind. Listen to and note what thoughts come up as if hearing someone talking to you, as if there literally is a voice speaking. Listen to the voice in your head as if listening, paying attention to what series of thoughts appear, how they relate together, what thought follows the previous thought. Start now. Stop now. We're back. Could you do it? It is in truth very difficult to observe one's own thoughts for more than a few seconds under normal circumstances. Here, today, right now, we've set up abnormal conditions to begin listening to our simplest, most abstracted thoughts under specific conditions. Later, we'll try and be awake to our thoughts in real life and find it near impossible. we'll find it impossible. But we'll also learn why. You should probably do these first simple yogas a few times. For many, it'll be the first time you really listen to your own thinking. Isn't it interesting that we haven't been taught to separate ourselves from our own thoughts, from our own thinkings? All literature, all philosophy, all that's written or shown on screens project words at us as if the most natural thing in the world, like eating and sleeping and making babies. But words had to be created, didn't they? And put into the clan's mind, and then into my mind. We're stumbling towards the deep nature of words. We're just beginning to watch language do itself in our noggins. The last thing we're going to do today is preview the next yoga session. There are many and varied kinds of thinking that I experience. In our yoga, we'll explore some of the most common kinds of thinking, but two of the most common are free associative thinking and the highly constrained, controlled thinking of reading and media. Associative thinking, words bubbling up in my mind naturally of themselves without being forced or controlled, happens in many complex situation environments that don't constrain or coerce into thinking something specific. Daydreaming, talking to myself in all its complexity, perseverative thought looping because of strong feeling, planning my next action, behavior, etc., are our usual and habitual subspecies of associative thinking. Thinking coerced by the imposition of words by our environments, reading, listening to others, or listening to movies, YouTubes, podcasts, etc., is another completely different species of thinking, and we'll explore it in detail. The next yoga will explore free associative thinking, while the following sessions will explore varieties of imposed, constrained thinking. A caveat, a slight warning. Since we've used words for 20, 30, 40 years habitually, it's hard to experience words in any new way. Words were implanted, we'll use the word introjected, put into us pre-consciously before we developed our own personal consciousness. And the automaton, the machine, the mechanics of thinking and speaking have run in us ever since. And words, feelings, acts, vision. Words, feelings, acts, vision are complexes of the brain-body seamlessly integrated. This is why they happen in us. And part of the reason we don't experience words of themselves. They are our environment. They are ourselves. We live in them. They live us. and we've implicitly believed in them with all our hearts and souls since birth. It can be scary to experience these things differently, but it's also amazing. A few obvious reminders. My thoughts are in English. The words aren't gobbledygook. They attach themselves together coherently, that is, they make sense to me. We only use standard words when we think. We don't think sounds in our mind's ear. This is important, but almost never recognized. We only hear words in our heads that were implanted years ago by mommy, daddy, by our clan, by our society. All the rest, the infinite permutations of possible sounds, is nonsense. And presumably, 1 billion or so of us think in English sound words, 1 billion in Chinese dialect sound words, 1 billion in Indian dialect sound words, etc. Large groups of people share the same inner-outer speech automaton. Large groups of people share the same inner-outer speech automaton. The average person uses about 25,000 words in his or her life and recognizes 40 to 70,000 words. The sound words we hear in our heads, in our mind's ear, were implanted by our clan, our family group, our mommy, daddy. And we don't remember when the word boy was implanted. We don't remember when any word was implanted in us. We don't see, feel, understand how this specific word learned to appear to us. We don't see, feel, understand how words started to be heard in our heads and how these very same words started to come out our mouths so long ago. Where are the words? Standard words, again, not come at us constantly from people's places and things all around us. All around us, the environment, people produce sound words that we hear. And when the environment isn't inducing words into our noggins, our own mind generates words nonstop. And just like when I said the word boy, the word appeared to you, was heard in your inner ear, the words people utter make their thoughts appear in your mind's ear. When my neighbor or my environment speaks, books, films, etc., words constrain themselves into my mind. Gazillions of words are stored in books, on the internet. Simple and silly words, high philosophical words, scientific words, and myriad upon myriad story words. And in almost all modern situations, words constantly inhabit, flash from almost all our diverse environments and speak themselves into our mind's ear. My neighbor has thoughts in his or her mind's ear, his or her inner speech. And via sound, I have those same thoughts appear in my mind. Inner speech becomes shared property through outer speech. Words are in my mind. Walking to work or to the gym, sitting by myself at my desk, at lunch, in the bathtub just before I fall asleep, I can hear my own voice in my mind's ear. Inner speech. One yoga will later explore one-sided dialogue in my mind's ear or thinking to myself. The next yoga will explore all kinds of associative thinking, thoughts that blow up, bubble up, arise in my mind and speak me and speak to me. Come along with me. There's much more.